A woman is defined as someone who was born biologically female. It may seem obvious, but it took a Supreme Court judge in the UK to turn common sense into law.
The unanimous decision of this court is that the terms woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to a biological woman and biological sex. But we counsel against reading this judgment as a triumph of one or more groups in our society at the expense of another. It is not.
The court will now adjourn.
Champions of the cause were ecstatic with the result.
We were in a really difficult place in Scotland then. We thought we were going to see rights for women rolled back, and today the judges have said what we always believed to be the case, that women are protected by their biological sex, that sex is real, and that women can now feel safe, that services and spaces designated for women are for women, and we are enormously grateful to the Supreme Court for this ruling.
And high-profile commentators who have been pushing for the protection of biological women for years also responded to the landmark ruling. Leader of Reform UK, Nigel Farage, said it was a victory for common sense.
At last, the lunacy is over. The Supreme Court have declared that a woman is somebody who is biologically born a woman. An outbreak of common sense from our judiciary, and something I think nearly the whole population will agree with.
And outspoken anti-trans campaigner Nancy Mace from the US agreed, saying, "A woman is not a costume. A woman is not a feeling. A woman is a biological fact." Finally, a court in the UK said it. Perhaps the biggest victor in today's ruling was author J.K. Rowling, who has spent years fighting for the rights of biological women despite huge backlash from progressives. It took 3 extraordinary, tenacious Scottish women with an army behind them to get this case heard by the Supreme Court. And in winning, they've protected the rights of women and girls across the UK. For Women Scotland, I'm so proud to know you. She then posted a hilarious photo of herself relaxing after the ruling with the caption, "I love it when a plan comes together." And whilst most are celebrating the ruling as a win for common sense, the trans community are reeling.
To discuss this further, joined by Heather Herbert, a trans right campaigner. Heather, appreciate you joining us. Your reaction to the ruling by the Supreme Court?
Well, obviously I'm disappointed. No judge can tell me who I am. But as your commentator earlier said, the law is a mess anyway, so it was pretty much inevitable.
Pretty much inevitable, and the law is a mess. What did that mean in reality for you? What did that mess mean for trans people and for women? It surely brought confusion, and the law and this ruling are sought to clarify that.
I don't think it brought any confusion at all. I don't think anybody has ever been confused about anything in particular. It won't change my day-to-day life. It won't change the day-to-day life of cis women. It makes very little difference. It just feels as if it's an attack on trans people, even though the judge went out of his way to clarify that it wasn't. It just feels like an attack on trans people and a walk down the road towards Trump's America.
The Prime Minister of the UK, Keir Starmer, is also being called out after the ruling, after he has historically refused to answer the question of what is a woman.
Is it transphobic to say only women have a cervix?
Well, it is something that shouldn't be said. It is not right. But Andrew, I don't think that...
So Rosie Duffield should not have said that. Can you explain to people watching why she should not have said that?
Well, Andrew, I don't think that we can just go through various things that people said. Rosie Duffield, I spoke to Rosie earlier this week and told her that conference was a safe place for her to come, and it is a safe place for her to come.
That MP is today vindicated and has spoken out against her former boss, Keir Starmer.
You had a lot of problems with Keir Starmer over a number of different issues, with fuel allowance and things like that as well. But fundamentally, there was the real breakup was over the issue of you refusing to back down and not stand up for women's rights. And also, I'm sorry, it's not even women's rights, it's sanity, just standing up for sanity and truth. It's not a belief, it's reality. What is your message to Keir Starmer today?
I'd love to get a giant "I told you so" t-shirt, but I'd need a different one for every day at the moment, given especially the local election forecast coming up. But I think, listen to women. And actually, when you don't listen to women, this is what happens. We're on the right side of the law, and we're on the right side ethically and morally. We're going to keep winning.
You're on the right side of history and sanity. Rosie Duffield, you've been, again, it is so lovely having a show like this, so I get to talk to a lot of my heroes who fought the valiant battle on this. Rosie Duffield, independent MP.
And former Tory MP went further, saying Keir Starmer should apologise to Rosie Duffield.
I think they should apologise for women. They've been gaslighting women for a really long time. And the first phone call Keir Starmer should make to apologise is to Rosie Duffield, who he owes a huge apology. Rosie was bullied mercilessly for years and finally left the Labour Party just for speaking out on single-sex spaces and keeping common sense in this issue.